Mic check, mic check. What's kicking, family? I'm glad you've clicked in so I can check in with you. This is Mr. Batch here, and you're there. Big win for Big Blue in overtime. But first, before I get to that, I want to say what's up and a shout out to my man Allgator66. Big Falcons fan. I seen his video giving kudos to the Giants. He had a nice preview video. I got a good laugh out of it, you know, talking a little junk, poking some fun in New York City, and kudos to his Falcons. Alright, moving right along, let's get down to brass tacks here. The Giants got a big win, and Lawrence Tyne is scaring the bejesus out of me. He should have made that field goal. We wouldn't had not to have worried about going into overtime. And it all depends on the flip of a coin. Well, man, I'm glad we got it in order to do our thing. So, woo, away we went. That game saw Kevin Boss get 2 touchdowns. Mario Manningham had some good catches, set up some scores, moved the chains. I don't know what's up with the ground game. Kevin Gilbride is going more away from it. I understand when you stack the box, you throw. When they back up, you run. I understand that. But there's sometimes when, you know, hey, good old-fashioned smash mouth football will do the trick. Could it be the fact that our offensive line is not as dominant as it was during our Super Bowl run? That could be it. The line had stopped its streak of being intact a couple of weeks ago, but now, hey, he was able to put up 300 some odd yards. You know, he was able to take advantage of the defensive secondary. I was extremely worried about Tony Gonzalez, which proved, you guys saw that catch he almost made with one hand, became incomplete, and then Matt Ryan went to him again. That was a tough catch, a tough throw. He earned it. The defenders really could have rattled his cage in order to make him not get that ball, but man, that was a play. Now, what we got here in the NFC East, you got Dallas at 7-3, Giants at 6-4, Philadelphia at 6-4. Now, Dallas is sitting atop the NFC East. They barely got by with that win. They scored that 7 points with 2:41 remaining in the game. That, hey, look, understandably so, people are going to say a win is a win is a win. Hey, the Giants will take that overtime win because we won the coin toss. Take it. But in any event, this is something to look at for when the Cowboys come visit the Giants in the Meadowlands later on down in the season. Now, if you listen to the post-game shows, I like to listen to post-game shows. I like to try and catch some post-game interviews. And one of the post-game interviews that I heard was Eli Manning say, what a way to start off this 7-game season, this 7-game stretch. 42 days since the last win, and this was a big win. Now, the 6 remaining games after this one for the Giants are as follows. On short notice, Denver, winnable. Dallas comes to us in week 13, winnable. Philadelphia comes to us in week 14, winnable. Week 15, we go to Washington, winnable. Week 16, at home, Carolina, winnable. Week 17, at Minnesota, winnable. That's the 7 games. That's the 7-game stretch that we need to finish up at 12-4. I had prognosticated that early in the season, but my 4 losses wasn't looking like how they are now. But if they run the table, those 4 losses wouldn't look like anything, and the record would be 12-4, and we would sit on top of the division due to the fact that we would have knocked out the Cowboys twice and split with the Eagles. Yeah, that looks great for us, but just in case you want a quick comparison, the Eagles have coming down the stretch. As you already know, they beat the Chicago Bears on Sunday Night Football, Sunday Night in America, in Chicago, 24-20. What a game, back and forth. Now, if Jay Cutler was on mark, they would have did the Eagles, but hey, a win is a win is a win. Take it any way you can get it, and the Eagles took that win. I would have preferred the Eagles and the Cowboys to lose to help the cause of Big Blue, but that's why they play the game. And as Tom Coughlin has said several times before, you got to take care of your stuff, your home field, your games first before you even worry about what the competition is doing. I'm glad you tell the troops that, Tom, because I'm worrying about what's going on. So that's why I got this here, trying to prognosticate and pontificate here. As far as wins and losses and how the G-Men Big Blue will finish off this season on top of the NFC East. Wishful thinking, and I just went over the games, and they are winnable. Once again with the Eagles. Alrighty then. They got Washington next week. Washington is home versus the Eagles next week, and you've seen how much Washington had gave Dallas all they could handle the other day. And, you know, Washington is a very schizophrenic team, but right about now, they can play spoiler. They can play spoiler. Look at the Cowboys. They almost have one. We'll get to that in a minute. Now, the Eagles are at Atlanta in week 13. That's going to be a good contest. You know, right about now, I'm going to tell you the truth, folks. I'm rooting against the Eagles and the Cowboys down the stretch. Why? Because I want to see the Giants get the top of the NFC East and help the cause for Big Blue. All right? Good. Let's get that straight. Got that straight. Now, before you dirty birds start coming up here and trying to get a little funny and sarcastic, you should have ran away with the NFC East. You and the Cowboys. But you let it slip through your fingers like sand in the hourglass. So are the sands of our time. That's from an old daytime soap opera. Some of you guys out there would know that one. I believe it was on TV for like 30 or 40 years and finished its run, I think, earlier this year or late last year. But I digress about television stuff. All right. What did I say about the Eagles? Washington, Atlanta, then they come to the Giants. We're going to get the Eagles then. Oh, they got San Francisco at home, Denver at home, and Dallas again. Rough way to go, birds. Rough way to go. Now let's move over to the Cowboys and see what their 6 remaining games are. Now the Dallas Cowboys just barely beat the Washington Redskins the other day. They didn't score their touchdown until 2:41 left in the contest. And Tony Romo was lucky to get out the grasp of that near sack. You know, he was able to scramble out, get around, and then throw that laser. And that's an attribute that's attributed to Tony Romo's mobility and his mobility, period, and escapability in order to get that ball off. But if he's supposed to be a better quarterback than Campbell, then his team should have been head and shoulders destroying him. But that wasn't the case. He didn't score until 2:41. And I know Cowboy fans would say a win is a win is a win. But you got to come check Big Blue in the Meadowlands, fam. It's going to be a whole different ball game. All right, so the Cowboys got coming down the line. Oakland, better look out. Jamarcus Russell sat down. Kostowski, that crew got Cincinnati the other day, shocked the world. I didn't even think that Oakland was going to beat Cincinnati. But the Cowboys have Oakland next week at home. Then they travel to check Big Blue, week 13. Sorry, going to get you twice in this year. Then they got San Diego. Oh man, San Diego has been doing the NFC East. They have been. They already did the Eagles and they did the G-Men. So Chargers, why don't y'all do us a favor and do the Cowboys in week 14. Then the Cowboys travel to New Orleans. Travel to New Orleans at that time. That's going to be a tough one. Hey, New Orleans Saints, do us a favor. You know, plunk them Cowboys on the dome there and knock them out for us. All right, will you? All right. Then week 16, they're at Washington. You think the Cowboys want to see Washington again after what happened? You think that Washington would not remember the formula that they had to just about knock off the Cowboys, who in that contest did not score for 3 quarters? Man, it's getting interesting coming down for these last 6 games. And the last game of the season for the Cowboys is Philadelphia. Man, I'm telling you, the NFC East is getting rough and tumble. I didn't get into the Washington Redskins schedule here due to the fact that, I'm sorry guys, season's over and you guys are going to play spoil. And hopefully you do, because you guys got Philadelphia and Dallas again, and you're going to see us. So hopefully, we'll be able to take care of you guys. You guys will be able to take care of the Eagles and the Cowboys, and the Giants will wind up top the NFC East. This is Mr. Batch closing out with a big win for Big Blue over the Atlanta Falcons. I'm out of here like I stole something. Peace.